I'm Charles Binder. I've been representing Social Security claimants for almost 39 years. So I know a little bit about what's going on. The statute talks about your disability is defined as the inability to work considering your age, education, and work history. What does that mean? Well, it's an attempt to fit the statute into reality. Older workers have a hard time getting jobs. Older workers have a hard time performing jobs. So the law is weighed to helping elder workers. And one of the ways it's done that is that because of your inability to adjust to new occupations, older people are at a disadvantage. And we all know that's true. Believe me, I know that's true. Things you can do when you're younger, you can learn new things, you're enthusiastic, but you have the energy and the concentration abilities to learn new tasks. People who are injured at a young age, such as eyesight, if you bang your eye and you lose some of your vision in your eye and you're 18, you usually can adjust. But if that same injury happens when you're 58, it's really hard. You've trained your brain to think a certain way for the last 58 years, and all of a sudden the signals don't work anymore. And you have to retrain your brain. And your brain isn't as young as it used to be, and it's harder to retrain. So really, it is physically and psychologically true that the older you get, the harder it is for you to adjust. In terms of your work activity too, you've been doing one job for so many years and you get really, really skilled at it. And then all of a sudden you're asked to do an entirely different job. You're so used to doing one job and being so highly skilled, it's hard to go the other way. Even think of doctors. If you've been a doctor and you've been studying one particular field, you're an oncologist and you're studying cancer for 40 years and you've become great and you're really, really good at it. And all of a sudden somebody says, hey, we need a guy to do general surgery. We have 5 appendixes to operate on that day. That doctor's not so good at doing the appendix operation, even though he's a brilliant oncologist. It's hard to make the adjustment. He hasn't done it in a long time. He's not used to it. Same is true in all of us. If you're a bus driver all your life, it isn't easy to go out to be a postal worker. And as you get older, that adjustment is harder and harder. There's new industries, there are new computers to learn. I mean, a lot of us learned jobs before there was the internet. I know some of you don't believe that, but a lot of jobs don't exist anymore because of the internet, and you have to be able to use it. And there are people who are 50 years old who've never used it in their job. It's really, really hard to adjust. So the law does favor those people who have either lesser skills or are less able to be retrained, and the elderly. So what's the other one? Education. Education is very tied up with your job. The more educated you are, the likely more skilled you are. So if you're more educated, that's really not helpful in terms of your Social Security case, because educated people generally have more skills. And their skills tend to be sitting down skills, computer skills, working on a phone, salesmanship, compared to a big guy who's been a very heavy worker all his life. So if you've been working in construction and you carry 80 pounds of cement all day long, your skills are pretty limited. They're limited to big upper body strength. But if somebody's been working at a computer all their life and maybe something happens so they can't do one particular job, their eyesight isn't any as good as it used to be, the computer can be adjusted to make the screen bigger so you can see more. With a guy who's been doing 80 to 100 pounds of lifting, that job doesn't lend itself to being able to only lift 40 pounds. So those skilled workers have limited skills. Where guys who work at a desk, the more skilled, the more educated, have more unlimited skills. So the law favors the unskilled over the skilled because the skilled can get new jobs. And work history is tied in with education. The more educated you are, the more skilled generally you're going to have, the more skilled your occupation is generally going to be. So those are the 3 things. But you could throw all those out if you don't have good, strong medical support. Medical support matters more than anything, and particularly opinions by your doctor. So if you have a doctor who's really on your side and really doesn't want you to work, that's the best thing for me to help you win your case. And if you don't have a doctor who's really on your side, it's really hard to win. You're counting on the government doctors who examine you to think that you are disabled. And that's not their job.